Alright. So, hey guys. You can already tell, a lot of you guys have wanted this shit for a while. Let me turn off my fan because I need to be serious about this, alright? We're waking up and choosing violence today. Yeah. Alright, I had to listen to some music to get myself hyped up enough to do this at the dead of night. So, yeah. If I get tired, I'm just going to stand back up. Oh, wait, give me a second. Let me do that. And there we go. You guys probably won't see that if I remember to do some stuff. But, so, this is going to be What If Deku Was Inosuke Part 2. Alright, all y'all hype, I know. Alright, I'm not even going to talk too much. I'm just going to get into it. Last time, where we left off, Deku had just, had just gotten, out of the test. He had just gotten out of that shit. He was way messed up. He had, a few broken ribs. Both his arms broken. It was crazy. I don't know what I was on that day. But, yeah, Deku got messed up. Wait, did I do a part 2 for this series? I could have sworn I did. Oh, no. I was attempting to do a part 2 of this series, and then I fucked it up. Let me just make sure that I'm not stupid while I'm talking to you guys. But I'm going to go where I left off, alright? Where I left off, freaking Deku, got destroyed, right? So, he wakes up, and then, he has to wait a week for the results of whether he got in or not. Night Eye is assuring him that, yeah, he got in. Deku knows for a fact that he got in, because he's the strongest. If they don't get him, then they're dumb. And that's how he sees it. So, he's like, I don't care. If they don't want me, then obviously they don't deserve me. I'm too good, alright? I'm the best, right? That's his mindset. Deku knows. I need to get this out. Deku knows he's the best, alright? And he doesn't let nobody tell him otherwise because he knows, alright? You guys need to have that mindset because you're all the best, alright? I'm hyped. What's it called? But yeah, Deku, he's like, I know I made it. I did amazingly. I beat the biggest robot there was. If I don't make it, I'm gonna be surprised. Night Eye's like, that's fair, that's true. Midnight, or what's it called? Not Midnight, fucking Miracle. She over there that big one didn't count for nothing, right? And he's like, okay, they can say it didn't count for anything, but since I beat the big one, they know I'm alpha, alright? Which is also facts. If I saw a guy beat a giant robot, I wouldn't fuck with him. I'd invite him to our school, be like, hey, become a hero. So, Miracle's like, true. Fair, you did beat the big robot without powers, mind you. Deku's like, powers? I don't need that bullshit. I got my sword and all that, But basically, they train, and Deku trains way harder since he got hurt a lot before he realized, yeah, I need to get strong. He's already like, I'm the strongest, but I need to get stronger to ensure that I stay the strongest for one, and Inosuke's just built like that. So Deku's working his ass off, right? And, now we're gonna time skip. He gets the message, basically, All Might's like, you got in first place, yada, yada, yada. You saved the chick. And Deku's like, oh, I don't really like this guy already. You can just tell he doesn't like All Might. He's like, I don't like him. He seems pompous like an asshole. I forgot who I made the user of One for All. I don't think I gave it to anyone in specific. I think I probably gave it to Bakugou, if anyone. Huh. Oh, would I? Oh, no, wait, I think I gave it to Todoroki, because Todoroki, it's gonna work like that. Yeah, I think I gave it to Todoroki. If I didn't, then I'm giving it to Todoroki either way. What's it called? After that, Deku's like, as soon as he says you're accepted in the class of 1A, Deku just yeets the thing out his window. He doesn't need it. It self-destructs either way. He doesn't know that, but, still. They're like, where's the thing at? He's like, I threw it out the window. And they're like, wait, what? You threw it out the window? And then, it starts saying self-destruct outside, and people are panicking. And they're like, oh my god, they're scared. And then after that, just makes that tiny explosion, just breaking the thing. And now, what's it called? Deku, now he's like, alright, whatever. And, he just starts training again. He's training every day, and then they give him the school uniform. As you can tell, I have a runny nose, but I'm still trying to run this fucking Inosuke video for y'all. But, like, they give Deku the uniform, right? And Deku looks at them like they're crazy. Deku looks them dead in the eye and like, what the fuck is this? They're like, oh, it's your uniform. You're supposed to wear it for school. Deku busts out laughing. You think I'm wearing that shit? You think I'm wearing that? No, I don't know what a uniform means, but I'm not wearing that. You're not making me wear that. And then they're like, but you need to wear that to go there. Then he's like, I'm not going there then, you know. Then they call up Nezu. They tell Nezu, yeah, like, he's basically refusing to wear the uniform. Nezu's like, can he at least, like, wear the tie or something? Deku's like, that's the exact thing I hate about it the most. Right? And then he's like, you can not wear the tie then. He's like, I still hate the whole outfit. So he's like, what are your conditions? And he's like, I just want to wear what I always wear every day, including my boar head. So, what's it called? Once they realize that, Deku's not going to give up on this shit, they're like, alright, you know what, fine. You can do that, I guess. We'll let you do that. Because it's that Inosuke Deku. For one, he's annoying when he wants something and he's not giving up. Because he just is built like that. So after that, Deku, he goes to school. They call him Inosuke. I forgot to say that, yeah, they call him Inosuke because, watch the last part. What's it called? So, yeah, they call him Inosuke. So, like, he walks in there. He's late because, he didn't feel like showing up that early. I guess, I don't know. Inosuke has his reasons, alright? Freaking, he walks in there. And, everybody looks at him because he's this guy with a boar head on. And, Aizawa was informed that someone in his class would be wearing, would be shirtless with, a fucking, what's it called? A pelt? Yeah, it's a pelt. I think that's what it's called. Like, a pelt around their waist and also, MC Hammer pants. And a boar head on. And also 2 swords on their sides. Aizawa thought that they were messing with him, not gonna lie. And then after Inosuke showed up, he was like, oh shit, they were serious. So, Aizawa's like, you can just sit back there. Deku's like, he just goes with a boar head. I can't do it because my nose is runny. Fuck. But, he just like snorts at him, I guess. I guess that was what you call it. But, he walks up back, he sits down, and Bakugou's like, what the fuck is up with this guy? And, so is fucking Todoroki. And Deku, he looks around the room for, anyone who could really, anyone who looks like they could challenge him. He sees, Zero, and he's like, yeah, no. He sees Koda, he's like, Koda, he looks big, but he doesn't seem like he's all that. He's scanning the room for any potential threats. And he, basically, he doesn't tell, based off their quirks. He tells, based off their body type. He can tell that Kirishima works out, but he knows that he hits the gym way more than Kirishima. He doesn't even hit the gym. He hits the forest. So, Kirishima's out of the question. And then after that, he looks over at, what's his name? I forgot. Sato. Sato, he eats sugar and shit to get stronger. He looks at him, he's like, that one seems like maybe he put up a good fight. But still couldn't beat me. Because, Deku believes he's the strongest. And then, he looks at Aizawa and he's like, he looks like he don't give enough of a fuck to try to beat me. Which, Aizawa wouldn't. And it's weird saying Aizawa when I talk about myself. But, we don't talk about that. After that, Aizawa's basically like, alright, we're doing an apprehension test. Everyone get your asses out there and change into your school gym outfit. Deku, laughs. And then, he just runs out. Everybody's like, what the fuck does that mean? Everyone runs out and they see that Deku's not in the locker. Deku's already outside just doing push-ups, waiting for Aizawa. Aizawa walks out there and he's like, you have to wear your gym outfit. And, Inosuke, being the sly bastard that he is, says, yeah, miss me with that shit. Basically, he says that. He doesn't really say that because he's not that smart. He's like, yeah, I'm not wearing that. And then what's it called? I was like, yeah, you are wearing that because I said so. I'm the teacher. And, you know, and like, you know, Inosuke, he's like, is he trying to flex authority at me? So, you know, he stands up real quick, and, you know, Deku kind of big, not gonna cap. Deku kind of tall. So, like, he's not as tall as Aizawa, but, like, he's definitely up there. So, like, when Aizawa, like, looks at him, like, Deku, like, you know how Inosuke, like, breathes out smoke through his nose? He does that dead in Aizawa's face with the utmost disrespect possible. And, you know, Aizawa kind of mad. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. Aizawa kind of annoyed. But, you know, he lets it slide because he can already tell that this kid has a few screws loose. And plus, he was warned by Nezu, but, you know, he didn't take the warning fully seriously. But now he's realized, yeah, this kid has some sort of issues. Or he's just a bad kid. One of the two. So, you know, after that, like, everyone walks out. And then, what's it called? Aizawa, he's like, alright, Inosuke, throw the ball, you got first place. Bakugo's like, what do you mean you got first place? And, you know, freaking, you know, Inosuke, he turns around, he's like, you heard him, I'm the best. And then, you know, he's like, throw the ball without, like, what was the farthest you threw the ball in middle school, right? And then Deku, you know, I'm just gonna say Deku or Inosuke, you guys know what I mean whenever I say it. So he's cracking his fingers and stretching, he's like, middle school? And, you know, people don't know what that means, and then Aizawa realizes, oh yeah, he told me that he didn't really go to school before this. Which, you know, means that Aizawa's gonna have to work overtime for tutoring for Deku, even though Deku did score really well on the written exam somehow. You know, Inosuke luck. But, you know, basically after that, he's stretching, right? And he's like, throw the ball without your quirk, right? And then Deku's like, what quirk? And, you know, it's at this point that Aizawa is like, is he fucking with me? Like, Aizawa's like, is this guy really messing with me right now? Like, so, you know, Deku, like, he pulls his arm back, he gets ready to throw, right? So he chucks a ball with the force of a thousand suns. No, but he throws the ball, like, really hard, as hard as he can. I don't know how hard Inosuke could throw it, because I don't know Demon Slayer's strength relative to my hero strength, right? That's the issue. So I don't know how physically strong Inosuke could be compared to, like, what, say, One For All. So I'm gonna give Inosuke a percentage of One For All strength and then slowly rise him as he gets stronger. So I'm gonna say Inosuke, his base strength right now that he can throw whenever he's doing his demon breathing is about 3 to 4%. I'm just gonna give him that because I can. So, you know, he throws the ball and then, you know, it goes far. And Aizawa used this quirk. So what he's thinking in his head is, it must be a mutation. That's why he has the boar head. It's not just some boar head, it's his actual head. That's what Aizawa trying to think, because that's the only way he can explain the smoke coming out of his nose, for one. And then for two, the fact that he didn't erase anything. When really, yeah, they don't get it yet. So, you know, Aizawa, he says, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 850 meters. You know, everybody's like, whoa, you know, like, what, like, weren't you not supposed to use your quirk? Like, oh my god, you know. Deku's like, I don't have one. And, you know, he walks off, and now Bakugou, he's big mad, right? Because, for one, everyone's like gawking over how amazing Deku is right now, because he threw the ball like an absolute champion. And then for two, because Deku said he doesn't have a quirk, and he always viewed the quirk as being like the main thing that made everyone amazing or not amazing, right? So to know that Deku did that without a quirk kind of insults everything that Bakugou believes in. Same thing goes for Todoroki, kind of. Todoroki believes that he stands above everyone because his quirk is better than everyone, plus he also has All Might's quirk, which he still views it as All Might's quirk. which is always going to be Todoroki's issue, because Deku isn't even really smart enough to give him that speech, which we'll get there. I'll see if Deku can give like a dumber version. But you know, basically, as I was like, yeah, 850 meters, you know, Deku doesn't really know how many meters that is, but you know, he just knows that it was far, right? So he doesn't even like, whenever everybody else is throwing the ball, he doesn't care, right? At least that is until like Uraka throws the ball and gets infinity, and Deku's like, you know, basically he's like, all right, first place Uraka, and then you know Inosuke jumps up, he's like, how, you know, and then he's like, did you not listen? Uraka got infinity, right? You know, he's like, how the hell do, like, you know, like, how much is that? Like, he says that, and you know, the whole class goes silent, right? And Ida's like, how did you get into, you know, UA, you ruffian? And then, you know, he's doing the chops and stuff. And then, you know, Deku turns around, and then Ida realizes what he did. He gets chopped dead in his face. Ida gets chopped dead in his face, gets sent back a little bit. He's like, remember, you chop me, I chop you. You know, basically, Ida got that lesson learned quick. A few people, like Denki and Mineta and Zero, are like giggling a bit. You know, Kirishima's kind of holding it in. Bakugou, he's busting out laughing because, you know, Ida got hit and he thought that Ida was annoying too. But you know, Inosuke and Bakugou are not going to be friends if that's what you're worried about. Yeah, so what's it called? Then after that, Bakugou is like, dumbass, infinity is way more than 850. And you know, he's like, you know, he's like looking at his fingers for like confirmation, like he can count up to infinity or some shit. He's like, that like, you know, he's grunting out of frustration. He's like, how the hell did you do, like, he runs over to the Uraka and she's like, how the hell did you do that? And, you know, Uraka's like, it's my quirk. You know, she's nervous because like Deku's all up in her face and it's a fucking boar head. And, you know, Aizawa wraps the capture tape around him because he's like, hey, you don't need to do that to, you know, your fellow classmate. You know, now Inosuke is being held back, so he's like struggling. He's like, what the hell is this shit, you know? And, you know, Aizawa's like, you need to calm down before, you know, you hurt yourself or someone around you. And, you know, he's like, I'll show you some hurting, you know. He's like, listen, all right, if you want to fucking get kicked out, then I can arrange that. And, you know, Deku, he really doesn't give a crap if he gets kicked out. He's still gonna do hero work just to fight villains. Like, he doesn't, like, for one, he'll save people just because hero instinct. Deku has that still, because it wouldn't be Deku if he didn't have it. But the thing is, it's also like, the thing about Deku, like, he just wants to fight the villains to get stronger and prove that he's stronger. Doing this is just a means to make it easier for him. That's how he sees it. So, you know, basically, after all the tests and stuff like that, Deku gets first place because he had more all around than anyone else. Like, he was about as fast, if not maybe faster than Ida. He did better in the long jump than most people other than, like, Froppy. Like, he basically did, like, at least second to first place on most things, unless it was someone's specialty. Like Ida's, I'll say that he came in second place for the run or tied with Ida, just because Ida's specialty is running, and I don't want to take that away from them, at least for now. But, you know, they have Deku beat in certain, like, skill sets. Like, Froppy can, of course, jump farther than Deku because, you know, actually, Inosuke do got the hops. I'm not even gonna cap. I might have to give it to Inosuke because he has major hops. Like Inosuke should be in the NBA with his shit. Not gonna lie. But so basically, yeah, he dominates. Now that I think about, like, most things, Inosuke is very fast. Like, probably actually Ida level fast. Inosuke has major jumps. Like, I'm pretty sure he jumped, like, full trees in that one forest, and if he could do that, then I'm very sure that he could easily fucking outdo whatever the fuck Froppy did. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Inosuke destroyed it. He got first place, both from like getting first in certain things and then getting, all around points. So, Bakugou's pissed. He's like, he goes up. He's like, you damn fucking Neanderthal or fucking, idiot. How the hell did you get better than me? Now they're ready to fight because, their personalities are very much the same, which makes them clash. That's the thing, because you can't have two people with Bakugou and Inosuke's personalities in the same room at the same time without expecting a fight. So, they're basically having a yelling competition at this point, as Al wraps them both in capture tape, wraps the capture tape around at least Bakugou's mouth, because he can't really do it to Inosuke. And then after that, he's like, alright, listen, I'm going to send you both back, Oh, also, Mirko is his assistant. I forgot about that. So basically, Mirko's there as well, and she's like, Inosuke, right? Deku, his head, turns quick. He's like, what? And she's like, no training, I swear. Basically, the only leash she has on him is training. So, Deku's like, he's annoyed. Because she keeps using the one thing that he has as leverage over him, and he doesn't like it. But, he can't really do too much about it because, she has leverage over him. So now, what's it called? He chills out real quick. Bakugou chills out because, Aizawa's like, do you want to get expelled? Which Bakugou does not. And now we are doing the heroes versus villains. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Alright. So, it's... should I keep this team the same? I'm going to put him with Macho Sato. Alright, that's his teammate. Instead of Uraka. Alright, because I don't see a reason for Uraka this time. It's Macho Sato and then Inosuke Deku. They're on the same team. Alright. And then now it's Inosuke Deku and Macho Sato against, we'll say, Todoroki and Bakugou. Alright. So Bakugou's like, you watch the bomb, I'll fight the boar. At this point, that's what he's calling him. And then I'm pretty sure Deku called him a Pomeranian. So, Deku's like, I'll get the Pomeranian. You can get the weirdo, the fucking quiet boy. I don't know. He looks weird, so you get him. Macho Sato, El Pablo. I'm joking. But, Sato is, he's like, alright, sure, I got it. Because, basically they're really good teams because they have the same mindset. Fuck a plan, let's go. So, as soon as they, go in, Deku busts in there like Inosuke did the first time he got introduced in the anime. He busts in, down the door and he's like, he's like, come on, where's the villains at? Because he's still on the hero team. So he's jumping from the walls and shit like that. And then finally he finds Bakugou, right? And he immediately rushes him. Bakugou, they said that you can't, actually use your swords to cut people, right? So, Inosuke's gonna hit him with the dull ends. But, he's still hitting him with a metal fucking bat, basically. So, he's running at fucking Bakugou. And Bakugou, he didn't expect it, so he shoots an explosion. But, Inosuke ducks that and then immediately hits him with the butt end of his sword, right in the gut. Bakugou, he's like, Pah! He spits that stuff out. Inosuke's like, now we'll see who's really the best. I'm not even gonna front with you, alright? Inosuke is molly-whopping Bakugou. It's not okay. He's doing combos. He wraps his head around Bakugou, spins and slams Bakugou on the ground, and then he fucking stomps his foot on Bakugou's chest, cracking the ground under Bakugou. It's bad, bro. Bakugou is getting disrespected, right? And Sato still hasn't even gotten to the same floor as them. Because Deku is just on a fucking war path, right? And, he's just stomping out Bakugou over and over and over again to the point where Bakugou just, gets knocked out. Because, Bakugou couldn't do anything in that situation because, like, yeah, maybe he could, like, his quirk could have been useful if Inosuke wasn't so good at fighting. Like, Inosuke might not be as strong and stuff like that as, like, All Might, but his skill and pure unpredictability makes him a super big threat. Okay. So right after that, all that, fucking Deku, he's like, let me think. He's like, he realized that Zero still hasn't made it up, right? So he's like, or not Zero, Sato. He's like, Sato, because, you know, he doesn't say Sato, he says Sayo. And then Sato's like, what is it? Because, you know, Inosuke always messes up people's names. So he's like, I'm going to the second floor. I'm going to go fight that other guy. You do you, right? So, you know, like, Sato, he's like, okay. Basically, Inosuke runs up there, and then he sees, like, all the ice, right? And then he's like, huh. He like, pokes it with his sword, because he wants to see, you know, animal type shit. So he pokes it with his sword, and his sword starts to freeze a bit. So he's like, what if I move faster than the ice? You know, because he's on that mindset. So he gets ready. And, you know, he's been on ice before. Like, he's been through winters before. So he knows, like, not to just straight up run or you'll fall on your face. He's going to slide, right? So, you know, he's sliding through there, right? And then the ice is trying to freeze him, but it can't keep up because Deku's that fast, right? So, like, Deku's kicking down doors and, like, going through walls like no tomorrow until he finally busts through a wall and, like, Todoroki's in that room. So Todoroki, like, turns his head, but I'm going to say it's his left side, which is his fire side. So he reaches out his left hand off instinct and then realizes what he's doing and brings it down, you know. Inosuke notices and he's like, oh, he's holding back. Like, this disrespectful motherfucker, you know. So basically, the moment he realizes that, he goes wild. He's like, you have the audacity to hold back against me? You know, he feels disrespected. So he rushes Todoroki and gives him worse treatment than Bakugou. Like, he uppercuts Todoroki, right? And then Todoroki's getting sent up, and then he jumps up, kicks Todoroki back down. Then he springs down from the wall, like, as Todoroki's falling, and then kicks him in the chest, making him hit the wall and go through the wall. Then he chases. He doesn't even go after the bomb, which will bring him down points, but he's trying to prove a point like, hey, hold back against me still, see what happens. You know, while he's rushing at Todoroki, Todoroki touches the ground with his right side, which, you know, he shoots out ice at Deku, and he's like, how about you, you know, handle this? You know, Deku dodges that with ease, because if Inosuke can dodge a Demon Slayer swinging at him while talking to Tanjiro, I feel like he can dodge some slow-ass ice. So, you know, he dodges that, bounces off another wall, because he's in his prime element here, and kicks Todoroki in the chin, right there, almost knocking him out. And then, you know, he's basically, like, kicking Todoroki, like, come on, use the other thing. And, you know, Todoroki's refusing, and, you know, Deku's just like, wasting my time. So he just kicks Todoroki to the other side of the room, walks over, and then he sees that Sato's there, and he's like, just touch the thing, I guess. You know, Sato touches it, and, like, even, like, if Sato didn't touch it, it would have been victory by KO. So, you know, Deku mollywopped them, alright? And Aizawa was like, you know, no, it's not even Aizawa, it's All Might. Like All Might calls Deku down. He's like, you went too hard on them. You didn't have to do all that. You could have gone easier. You didn't have to do this, and that. You avoided the bomb when you should have gone. When you went for Todoroki when you should have gone for the bomb. You could have endangered lives. And Deku, you know, he's hearing all this, and he, like, doesn't care. Like, he's absorbing this information at a pretty good rate. But the thing is, like, because it's All Might, he just doesn't like All Might. He doesn't know why. He doesn't know what it is about him. He just doesn't like it. Because All Might tries to, like, make himself seem normal and human compared to everyone else, even though he's so strong, apparently, which he doesn't believe. So basically, he's like, alright, yeah, whatever. You know, if it's ever real villains, so I'll just use the blades. You know, he walks off. And All Might, he's like, this kid, you know. Mirko knows, fucking, so she's like, I mean, I can understand why he's giving All Might, like, a hard time, which, honestly, she doesn't like All Might either. But, you know, she's just assisting in case All Might finds out and she wants to be there in case. Night Eye also wants her to be there in case, but he has his own, you know, agency. So basically, after that, what is it? After that, yeah, so after that, Deku's like, you, Sato, you know, or Sayo. And then Sato's like, yeah, what's up, Inosuke? He's like, I respect you, you know, because he is hella strong. Like, he did notice that Sato is strong because, you know, he worked, which he can respect that. And he also does respect Kirishima because he noticed that Kirishima's quirk, like, he doesn't respect people who overuse their quirks or overthink of it because he sees that, like, it's probably a crutch for most people. You know, Todoroki, for example, he's crutching his own quirk while using it as a crutch. So he sees it like, hey, if you don't work out your body and your quirk, then you're just dumb and weak, even though he's always going to be the strongest. So he's like, I respect both of your strength, and I hope to see you around. You know, he walks off. You know, Sato's like, damn, that's probably the nicest thing he said to me all day. And, you know, Kirishima's like, he hasn't said anything to me all day. And, yeah, so Inosuke Deku heads home. What time is it? Let me see how long I've been recording for. 31 minutes. Could I push it? You know what? Oh, no. Yeah, I'll push it. Fuck it. Why not? I love you guys. Right? So, you know, after that, Inosuke, he's like, he goes home, and then after that, he comes back the next day. They tell him about the thing, majigger, what's it called? USJ. There we go. They tell him about the USJ, Universal Japan Studios. No, but, Universal Studios Japan. But no. They tell him about the USJ and how they're gonna be doing, like, protecting and saving simulations, which, you know, that, like, Aizawa does think will be very good for Deku, specifically, because, you know, Deku doesn't really know well how to save people, even though he did save Uraka from the Zero Pointer. He doesn't really know specifically what's the best ways to go about saving someone, out of common sense type of way. So, you know, he thinks that it'll be best for Deku, but, you know, things might not go as they seem. So, you know, why am I saying so, you know, so many times? Deku is training until the time, because he's always just training until the time he has to go, right? And now we're going to time skip. I don't care about the cafeteria thing. We're still going to time skip to after the cafeteria thing. Deku wasn't picked for team leader for obvious reasons. I mean, come on. Like, as much as I like Deku being OP and loved and stuff like that, he isn't leader material in this one. He's more of a very, very, very committed commander who just tells them to do whatever the fuck they want than a leader. So after that, you know, everyone, they're getting off the bus, right? And, you know, they're in USJ. They're getting things explained by 13, right? So 13's telling them, yeah, this is where you'll go through simulations on how to save people from certain type of, you know, disasters and stuff like that. And this is where you'll do this, that. You know, she's explaining it. And as she's explaining it, and Deku gets this weird feeling. He's like, something's about to go on, right? You know, that's his feeling. You know, Kirishima can tell that something's up with Deku. He's like, what's up, man? He's like, something's about to happen. You know, Kirishima's like, hold that thought, bro. Look, they even got fake villains, right? And so Deku, he turns, and, you know, Aizawa's like, those aren't fake villains, those are real. You know, everyone get out of here now. And the moment Aizawa said those aren't fake villains, those are real, Deku pulled out his sword and hollered at his loudest, which I can't do because it's late. He just said, ah! He jumped, he ran. And, 13 couldn't react because she didn't realize he did. She just heard the battle cry. So, Aizawa realizes what Deku's doing because he knows Deku. And he tries to stop him. But Deku, he's going wild. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Deku was cutting off limbs. Like, he brought his swords because he always knows something like that's gonna happen. So he always brings his swords with him no matter where he goes. So, he's cutting people down. Like, he's slashing people's, legs. Like, he's not cutting them off completely. Some people he's cutting off completely, not gonna lie. But he's, slashing people to the point where they won't move. And, basically what Aizawa was doing, but pretty much faster. But they can still use their quirks, which is an issue. But Aizawa is helping out Deku by erasing a lot of their quirks while also beating up a lot of them. Which Aizawa realized that by pulling Deku out, it's going to kind of hinder him and also put more people in danger. And he knows that Deku is really strong. So he was like, I'm going to let this slide for now. But, he'll deal with the consequences later. So, now, Deku and Aizawa, they're fucking tag teaming the villains, and the villains don't know what the fuck's going on, because they see an angry boar beating the hell out of all of them, drop kicking one, slashing the other. Honestly, Deku hasn't killed anyone, but if he keeps going on this path, he's gonna kill someone. So after this, Shigaraki's he's like, oh crap, Kurogiri didn't even get the time to teleport everybody around because they're already, the villains are already dropping like flies, right? So he's just calling everyone back to the middle to help against these two. And Bakugou and Kirishima, and they want to jump in and, help Deku or help Aizawa. Mostly, for, Bakugou, mostly, just fight villains like Deku is doing. And then for Kirishima, he wants to help out Deku. So does Sato. But, basically 13's no, you're gonna, the only reason he's not stopping him is because he's on the other side of the battlefield. But you guys, you're gonna put yourself in danger, and he's gonna have to worry about you while he's fighting. Bakugou's ticked off. He's annoyed. He wants to go out there and fight really bad. So does Todoroki even. But they're saying no. Miruko's also out there, or Miruko is on a break, I'll say. God, my nose is running. Yeah, Miruko is on a break right now, so she's just chilling, right? And then 13 is actually Ida. Or Tenya, please go and inform, UA of what's going on. And, Ida's like, yes, ma'am. He runs out immediately and he starts bolting it. Kurogiri realizes, oh crap, one of them got away while they weren't paying attention because they're just looking at this kid folding everyone like an omelet, right? So after that, Deku's slicing them down, and then Kurogiri's like, sir, should we bring in the Nomu? And Shigaraki at this point was kind of horrified and forgot about the Nomu. So he was like, yeah, bring in the Nomu and go for the kid. Because, Deku's way more ruthless than Aizawa's being. Right? So basically the Nomu comes out and, he's like, kill that brat. Kill that boar brat. Deku immediately felt like a presence on the battlefield. Right, so as soon as he turns and sees the Nomu is running at him, right? And he's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. As he's getting punched, he gets punched and sent back and hits a wall, right? And then he's like, oh damn. So he gets out of the wall, and he basically the boar head fell off, and he has that fucking grin that Inosuke had whenever his boar head fell off. So he runs at the fucking, runs at the Nomu. And then they start slashing, he's slashing at the Nomu, right? And the Nomu, keep in mind, does not have cut resistance. It has shock absorption, and it has, and it has regeneration. It does not have freaking, sharpness protection. This isn't Minecraft, But it has shock absorption, which, swords don't like go through shock. They move the other parts out of the way. Like they make room for that, right? So like he's cutting through the Nomu pretty easily. Like he cuts off, like he cuts the Nomu's arms off, right? And then the Nomu kicks at him. He blocks it with his swords, gets sent back still. And he's just 1v1ing the Nomu while Aizawa's handling the small fodder. Which Aizawa wants to get in the fight, but he realizes that if Inosuke gets attacked from behind and gets critically hit, then Inosuke's gonna keep trying to fight, which will kill him. Which is a main flaw that Inosuke has, that he'll keep fighting even in critical condition as long as he's awake. But you know, he's like absolutely like having a blood to blood battle with this Nomu. Like there's blood everywhere, and it's mostly the Nomu's, but some of it is Inosuke's. And then finally, you know, he like the Nomu swings a punch at him because his fist regenerated. He dodges it, right, and then climbs on the fucking Nomu's back, and then stabs his swords into its brain. And then like he goes full God of War style and starts splitting it open, like by pulling his swords like at the opposite directions. And then like he just rips the Nomu open like in a V shape. It's kind of gruesome, yes, but it is Inosuke Deku, and he's all about blood and gore. Not gonna lie, which I didn't talk about. I just dumbed him down a lot, which made him hella funny. But I also want him to be hella fucking battle hardened, which, you know, I'll make him, what's it called? If you guys think I should still keep him like super dumb like I did before, I mean, he wasn't as dumb this time, but it's mostly because I abbreviated on what he said. Like, a lot of shit would have been dumber. But, you know, he basically, like, he cuts the Nomu in half, right? From the top down. And, you know, like, it falls over, and right as that happens, All Might busts in. And All Might just sees, like, fucking a bunch of villains looking in one direction, and, like, everyone in Class 1A, and Aizawa looking in one direction. And then he just sees Inosuke standing in the middle over basically a corpse, right? So All Might thinks that Inosuke just killed someone and maybe is a traitor. And what doesn't help is that Inosuke is yelling and beating his chest like a fucking gorilla. He's like, ah! You know, he's beating his chest in, right? So All Might, you know, instead of going for the main villains, instead of going for, you know, the people to worry about, he rushes Deku and puts him on the ground, right? And then Aizawa's like, what the hell are you doing? He just saved us. Because, you know, Aizawa could tell that Nomu would have beat his ass and that Deku is in critical condition. So after that, All Might's like, what? And like, as he says that, Kurogiri and Shigaraki just dip. Like, they were like, the moment Nomu got killed, Shigaraki was like, let's dip. But Deku, like, was looking at them after he beat his chest in, right? So Deku thinks that All Might is either betraying him or betraying the heroes. So he just deadass just pulls his sword back and right in his gut. Like, he misses the wound by a little bit, doesn't hit anything vital, but All Might, he's like, oh shit, I got stabbed, you know. And, you know, he's like, so basically All Might backs up, like, the sword comes out because Inosuke's still holding it, and, you know, Deku gets ready to fight All Might, and it's about to go down. Like, not even gonna lie, Deku versus, you know, Inosuke versus All Might, this might happen. And then, you know, Aizawa stands between them. He's like, hey, alright, there's a misunderstanding. All Might, you shouldn't have attacked Inosuke. He actually saved us. He actually helped us, like, you know, not die. And, you know, basically All Might's like, then why would he kill that person? He was like, that thing, it wasn't human, right? Basically, since it wasn't reacting to pain whatsoever, for one. And for two, its strength was on par with All Might, if not maybe stronger. That's what Aizawa says. And All Might realizes, hey, if this thing was near my strength and he killed it, what does that mean for me? You know, like, that's what he's thinking, right? Because, you know, no one's really challenged All Might. And Inosuke was ready to fight him. So he's like, what's your quirk? Like that's what he is. He's like, what's this kid's quirk? And then, you know, Deku gets up, he dusts himself off. He's like, don't need one. He walks like to the front, and like right as he gets to the front, he falls over because he was getting hit. Like, I didn't describe it much, but he was getting hit by the Nomu a lot. But he was painting through that because he's got that inosuke power, right? So after that, Aizawa, everyone, like, he falls over like right where 13 is, right? So, the nurse comes in, freaking recovery girl comes in. She starts helping him out. Mirko saw what All Might did. She's pissed. She is big mad. She yells at All Might, like, why the hell would you go for him? He's a student. And, All Might's like, I apologize and stuff like that. But, now All Might will keep an eye out for Deku more. Because he sees Deku as a possible threat now. Which, Deku is always a threat to everyone. Except for, like, Mirko and Night Eye, and maybe his friends so far. But, alright. And after that, he's in the nurse's office. They tell him, yeah, you got way hurt worse than last time. Your ankles, they're fucked up. You got your arms, they're both strained. You tore a few muscles. You got a bunch of broken bones. Your skull has a few cracks in there. You need to calm down, right? And then Deku's like, barely feel anything. And, he's like, and he spits out blood because he feels a lot of pain, but he just doesn't talk about it. Mirko's like, you need to be less, crazy about this. You need to be more careful. He's like, doesn't matter. I mean, either way, I got the job done. I saved everybody. I did whatever the hell the hero's supposed to do. And she's like, that's not the point. Heroes aren't supposed to get themselves killed in the process. You got to try to survive. And, Deku's like, I did survive. She's like, this is not going to be surviving if you keep going like this. And Deku's like, alright, I'll try to get hit less. I mean, I didn't try to get hit a lot before, but, I'll try to get hit less. She's like, that's the best I can ask you, I guess. That was their little moment for the episode, So, I pushed it a little bit. I gave you guys a lot today, alright? And I'm gonna try to post this today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you're not, then tell me what you didn't like about it, alright? Listen, I usually say too bad, but tell me what you didn't like. Because now I'm standing up, I'm talking to you guys. I'm actually standing up in my room. I feel like I'm stupid. But I'm not laying down this time. I'm trying to be more active in it. Which I feel like I've been more active this video. But either way, my nose is a bit stuffy, so if you have any problems with my voice today, that's why. I would have made more inosuke type sounds if I had my nose. It's not corona, I think, but But anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed. Talk to you guys later. Peace.